Hey everybody, I'm trying out something different today. So today for the live and also which will become an IGTV, I'm reading from this book. I'm reading from the Intuitive Tarot. I'll be reading day 1 of the chapter just to read it. So hi guys, I'm testing out just reading from a book. So it's nothing's really gonna happen except me reading from a book. So let's see. So day 1, what is tarot, from the Intuitive Tarot book by Bridget Esamont. So it's so I kind of like this book. It doesn't really teach you a lot of tarot, but it does help you get started if you're just starting out. And then there are most of the stuff that are up here are like summaries and also more like helping you to get started with tarot. And it doesn't really the thing is, I was hoping this book would teach me how to like intuitive read tarot, but it doesn't really do that. We are here at day 1. What is the tarot? So what is the tarot anyway? Arthur Edward Waite, co-creator, I cannot read. Hi Alvin! Arthur Edward Waite, co-creator of the well-known Rider-Waite deck, described it this way. The tarot embodies symbolic representations of universal ideas behind which lie all the implicit of the human mind, and it is in this sense that they contain secret doctrine, which is the realization by the few of truths embedded in the consciousness of all, though they have not passed into express recognition by ordinary men. So I don't really know which tarot book is good yet because I haven't really read all of them, but this is just one of the ones that I have now at hand. So Bridget says her perspective is much simpler. The tarot is the storybook of our lives, the mirror to our souls, and the key to unlocking our inner wisdom. It's an invitation to your subconscious mind and an opportunity to tap into the knowledge and answers that reside in us all. These 78 cards capture every spiritual lesson we encounter in our lives, and when we consult the tarot, we receive the exact lessons we need to learn and master to live an inspired life. It's beautiful and exciting and sometimes a little intimidating. Yeah, so sometimes people ask, right, oh, why does the tarot, like when you read the tarot, why is it so accurate? Why is it like explaining what's happening now? So I see the tarot more as something where we use to access our intuition, where we use to to kind of like prompt us to think about what's most important now, which is why the tarot can be like accurate when we need them, and the tarot can be also very healing as well when we need them as well, because basically it's trying to extract what we might not be thinking about, but it's kind of like subconscious. So that's how I use the tarot as well. Then, the traditional tarot deck has 78 cards divided into the major arcana and the minor arcana, including the court cards. The 22 cards of the major arcana reflect the vital spiritual lessons we face throughout our lives. Their energy is big, and these cards often have profound karmic impacts on us. The major arcana cards are also associated with the archetypal qualities present in our individual worlds, both within and without. These archetypes are the understood symbol or patterns of behavior that flow through from the collective to the individual, from the universe around us to the universe inside us. The remaining 56 cards form the minor arcana and represent the characters, events, and circumstances that impact our daily lives. The minor arcana is made out of 4 suits: cups, pentacles, swords, and wands. 10 numbered cards comprise each suit, from the ace to the 10, along with 4 court cards: the page, knight, queen, and king. The court cards specifically relate to the people or personalities within our lives. Yay! So everyone, if you're joining now, I'm reading from this book. Trying to block like my messy room. Okay, to do a tarot reading, you simply need to ask a question, shuffle and lay out the cards, and then interpret what they mean to you. More on lesson 6. So yes, to do a tarot reading is that simple. Ask a question. Your question must be a good question. I tell a lot of people sometimes you don't really get the meaning of your reading because your question is like very confusing as well. So once you have like a question that's like a very specific, that answers whatever you need to answer, then it's much easier to interpret the cards as well. So I'm really trying to like start an intuitive tarot like mini course thing. So if you're interested, let me know as well. That's why I'm like kind of reading off this book. It doesn't really tell you how to read tarot intuitively, but I'm gonna try it and come up with something as well. So I'm just going to continue reading. Many people turn to the tarot with questions about their relationships, career, finances, personal development, day-to-day situation, and significant life transitions, and so can you. The cards won't tell you exactly what will happen or offer specific details like you will meet your husband on the evening of August 16, but they can give you insight into where you might be heading. Best of all, the tarot shows you how to make positive changes now, so you can manifest your goals and dreams in the future. Yes, so I always think that the tarot is most useful when you're asking about the now and when you're using it to sort of like guide you along the way, because yeah, I know a lot of tarot readers, myself included, we do like a fortune telling type, you know, what's going to happen in the future. But I always feel that being able to use the tarot for the now, because you have ability to change the now, instead of trying to see, you know, what's going to happen in 3 months and then sitting there and just letting the cards happen, that is not very helpful, which is why which is also why I am more passionate about teaching tarot versus giving readings, because I feel that once you have the cards inside you, you are able to extract whatever meanings you need from the cards themselves. And of course, there are a lot of talented tarot readers around. There are a lot of people who can do tarot readings for you, but I always feel that if you have the tools, you can do it whenever you want, wherever you want. Okay, you might think, I don't have a card, how? Then I always use a website. I always like go to facade.com/tarot to do the readings for myself when I need the answers. So I'm gonna continue. Where does the tarot come from? There are a lot of like rumors around like where the tarot comes from. So we're gonna figure out where it comes from so that you get like the actual information, not some shit fake information. So contrary to popular thank you. Contrary to popular belief, the tarot did not originate from the ancient Egyptians. No, it did not. It started as a card game called Tarotchi in the 1500s. Tarot became more widely known in the 1700s, mostly as an occult tool, a label that then solidified in the early 1900s when English occultist and Golden Dawn member Aleister Crowley created Thoth Tarot deck. Later, Arthur Edward Waite co-created the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, bringing us to tarot as we know it today. Yeah, so I'm gonna be like trying to get a tarot deck. So this is the most popular tarot deck out there now, which is also the tarot deck I teach with, because Arthur Edward Waite was the one who co-created with Pamela Coleman Smith this deck. It's the most popular one around. It's the one you can easily get, which is also the one I teach with. But of course, there's a lot of like problematic things with it as well, because it's like everyone there is white, and then like everyone there is like it's a very archaic kind of deck as well. But I do teach with it because it's the most popular one. I've been thinking whether I should like run a complete course on like a different tarot deck that is more modern. I like the Modern Witch Tarot, but I'm still thinking about it. So let me know what you guys think, like whether you want to be taught like a completely different deck as well. Let me know, and then we can figure it out. With the evolution of the collective consciousness in the 1960s, tarot use likewise evolved. People started applying it to their personal development as much as divination, ascribing psychological meanings to the cards. And yet, despite the fact that many were using it more and more to learn about themselves, the media continued to portray the tarot as a mysterious tool. The fortune-telling characteristics stuck, and unfortunately kept this amazing source of intelligence out of the hands of many who could have benefited from it. Yes! I'm glad to say we've come a long way since then. Today there are thousands of different decks created by a range of incredible artists, bringing new and gorgeous expressions to the ancient wisdom of tarot. Now everyone can access a tarot deck that resonates with them to guide them in any area of life, from creating careers that light them up to supporting those they love and engaging in self-reflection and soul-searching. Tarot has finally arrived in the mainstream, and Bridget is a big advocate of that. Okay, then we're gonna so we're gonna continue with like the second part is so how does tarot work? Because a lot of people are like, how are you so accurate, or how am I so accurate? Because the funny thing is that when I run workshops, and then when students they read for themselves for the first time, and they're just like, why is it so true? It's because it's accessing your intuition, it's accessing what you already know. So we're gonna continue. So how does the tarot work? Is it divine magic? Frivolous entertainment? The work of the devil? I'm glad you asked. The truth is, we don't know how the tarot works, at least not exactly. And really, it comes down to how you want it to work and how you wish to incorporate tarot into your life, because ultimately, the tarot is a tool and it's up to you to know how to use it. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Here's what Bridget believes. The tarot reflects back to us what we already know within ourselves, our inner wisdom. Yes! We may already consciously perceive the insight we receive in a tarot reading, or in which case, the reading can be heartening confirmation or affirmation. Or we might be entirely unaware of the message until now. It's as if the tarot cards create an instant connection to our subconscious minds so we can access what we already know deep within and bring it into our conscious awareness, and from there take action. Of course, that doesn't quite explain what happens when you're reading for another person and you pick up what they're dating, that they're dating someone 20 years their junior or something they've told no one up to that point. True story for Bridget. What's happening there? Here is where things might be a little more out there and magical. You see, Bridget believes that we're all connected to the collective universal wisdom as well as our own inner wisdom. And when we read the tarot cards and connect with our intuition, we can tap into this universal knowledge and then act as a conduit to share these intuitive messages with the people who need them. Are you still with me? Hi, Lakshmi. Now, whether all of this is the work of the devil, well, I'll let you decide that for yourself. But there's one thing I know for sure, and it's this. When I read tarot, I couldn't be closer to God if I tried. Tarot has this beautiful way of connecting you to your truest wisdom, your inner sanctuary, your soul, and to me, that's where God resides. Of course, Bridget is like a white lady who believes in God. Depending on which deity you believe in, apply it as that. So I'm also been following Jess Lively, who does a lot of like inner voice work and also like tapping into like the collective consciousness. So the idea that there's a collective consciousness out there for us to tap into is something that resonates a lot with me. And then we got a few pages left. I'm gonna finish this up and then I'm gonna just sit down and drink some water. So does tarot tell the future? It's a common assumption that the tarot will predict your fate or spell out your destiny to you. Want to know when you'll get married? Ask the tarot. Want to know if you get your dream job? Pull out those cards. Yeah. At least that's what many people assume you can do with the tarot cards. Here's the thing. While you can use the tarot cards to predict what might happen in the future, is that where you want to focus your energy and attention? Think about it. Imagine the tarot card says, awesome, you know that dream job you've always wanted? Well, go buy a bottle of champagne because it's coming to you in August. What, would you still work hard to get that job, or would you relax because hey, the job's already in the bag? And if you were more relaxed, do you expect you'll still get it, or would you have changed the outcome? Which is also one of the reasons why I feel that how do I say this? It's like the tarot is best to use for the now. I know a lot of people, you go to the tarot because you're just like a bit fearful of the future, but as the book says, what if you have like, oh, you know what, everything's gonna be awesome, you just lay there and do nothing, you know? Is it gonna change your future? Is the card still gonna make sense if you don't put in the work? So that's something to think about. And what if you don't get the answer you want? What if the tarot card says, hey, sorry, but there's no wedding on the horizon? Would you give up on your dream to get married, or would you shop around until a tarot reader gave you the response you were looking for? So true. So a lot of people, they go to tarot readers hoping to get like that one answer, and when they don't get it from tarot reader 1, 2, 3, then they just hop again and again and again, which is also why I did a video on, you know, why you shouldn't be asking the tarot the same question all the time, because you're only trying to get like the answer you want and not really listening to the cards. So that sort of like cancels out everything too. When you ask about the future, you're assuming it's all laid out in front of you and there's little that you can do to change it. It's false. Which is great if you get the answer you want, but not so great if you don't. And either way, believing that an outcome is locked in means giving up on your agency. You are the one who makes things happen, so why would you relinquish the awesome power, right? Alright, so true. Okay, we're almost at the last part. The best way to predict your future is to create it. While the tarot cards can offer you insights into what might be around the corner, they are much more powerful when you use them to understand the present. When you can see your current influences, you'll be in a stronger position to shape your future. Wouldn't you prefer to feel empowered by the tarot cards and your intuition than to be told what may or may not happen? If you want to find out when you get married, focus on what actions you can take now to find the partner of your dreams and create a fulfilling, long-lasting relationship. And if you want to know if you'll get your dream job, look at the opportunities available to you today so you can manifest that dream job in the future. I see the tarot as a tool for understanding the present energies which will influence the future. I also believe in free will. So if you don't like where you're heading, then you should put in place strategies to create a more positive or desirable outcome. You may still be on a specific path or learning a particular lesson, but you can make your journey easier with the tarot's help. And as Bridget often says to her students, forewarned is forearmed. Some things might be unavoidable, but at least you'll be prepared. Okay, oh my god, I'm so thirsty. Paulo Coelho, I know that he's like super popular. He wrote The Alchemist. Says perfectly in his book The Alchemist, when people consult me, it's not that I'm reading the future, I'm guessing at the future. The future belongs to God, and it is only He who reveals it under extraordinary circumstances. How do I guess at the future? Based on the omens of the present. The secret is here in the present. If you pay attention to the present, you can improve upon it. And if you improve on the present, what comes later will be better. I believe the tarot helps us see and interpret the omens of the present, as well as the energy, spirit, emotions, and beliefs, intuitive understanding, and the deep wisdom of our world and ourselves. But it's up to us to decide what we'll do with them. Yay! Yes. So what he was is saying in the comments that ask a question, take answer instead of asking the same question again and again, because a different answer might pop up and then you might, ayo, you know what, that's not accurate anymore, but cards said that just now. The thing is, I always feel like reading the cards is like kind of like asking different people for opinions. Like for example, you ask your mom, should I do this? She'll have an opinion, and you ask someone else, they'll have an opinion. So the first person you go to with the tarot, it's like the first reading that you get is actually like the first one that you need, but then you're just like, I don't like the answer, let me just go ask other people. So that's not a good way of using the tarot. If you're doing that, stop it. Okay, we're almost at the end. How to use tarot in your everyday life. So now you know that tarot cards are not just for fortune telling and predicting the future. You can use tarot for personal development, life coaching, business planning, you name it. There is no limit how you can integrate the tarot cards into your everyday life, and better yet, there's no one right way for how to use the tarot. All that matters is what feels resonant and in alignment to you. Here's just a taste of how you can use the tarot card. She lists out like a lot of them. So seek spiritual guidance, understand the present, learn more about yourself, explore mythology and symbolism, personal growth and development, have fun with your friends, solve problems or dilemmas, earn an income as a professional, make important decisions, confirm a gut feeling, connect with other people's energy, daily or weekly guidance, help others in emotional distress, self-examination and psychoanalysis, connect with your pets. Ooh, I don't do that, but I know people who do. Empowerment, meditation and introspection, fortune telling and predicting the future, developing your psychic abilities or intuition, creative thinking. And that's just a handful of ideas. The Biddy Tarot community, then she promotes her Biddy Tarot community, which I'm not gonna promote anyway. So there are some activities. I'm gonna screenshot them. I'm gonna post them in the story. So this got like 1.1, discover what tarot means to you. What inspired you to learn tarot? What role do you see tarot playing in your life? And then number 2, set your tarot goals. By the end of 31 days, because this book is supposed to be like done in 31 days, what do you want to think, feel, and do when it comes to reading tarot with confidence? And then she also suggests setting a regular time in your calendar to learn reading tarot. She recommends 30 to 60 minutes a day. And then also, what other commitments do you need to make yourself to complete this program? So the funny thing is, this book is also partly a way for her to promote her programs as well. I know a lot of people do that. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I think it's wonderful that she has a book out there, and then she's also like providing a lot of opportunities for people to learn. And then while we're here, I just want to talk about also comparing tarot and astrology, because I do both. I do feel that the tarot is great for you if you want to. How do I say this? So for me, right, tarot and astrology, they are tools to help save people or even save yourself, but tarot is more like first aid kit. You can use it immediately, you can use it for like little wounds, but the astrology takes a lot of time to learn. Astrology takes really a lot of you need to put in a lot of effort, because there's a lot of learning, versus tarot which can be more intuitive. And then if you're thinking about which tool to start with, I would say tarot would be easiest. Of course, if you are more the logical person, or if you're more like you like numbers, you like something that's more set in stone versus something that's intuitive, I would say that astrology is something you can go for. But so that's chapter 1 of the book, Intuitive Tarot. I don't know whether this makes sense, doing a read aloud. I wanted to do this in my private Facebook group, but I just want to also to try it out on Instagram stories as well, to turn into IGTV. I guess yeah, so I'm gonna say bye now. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm gonna put this on IGTV. I'm also gonna ask you guys whether if I come up with like intuitive tarot program, if you're interested in getting, and of course if I do come up with intuitive tarot program, what would you like to have in there? So for me, what I'm thinking now is basically like steps to access your intuition, steps to more like be more confident in your reading, because I personally do teach like the full meaning of the tarot cards, the textbook meanings, but there are a lot of times where we also need to access our intuition as well. So if there's something you're interested in, let me know, and then I'm gonna say bye here, and then I'm gonna put it on IGTV, and then I'll see you guys soon. Bye.